welcome everybody to an early edition of the podcast this week of Fat Guys on a Little Podcast. We're on a Saturday. We didn't want to interrupt our football championship games tomorrow.
We need complete silence.
Yeah, so,
I also don't want to look out of the corner of my eye in a little window.
Yeah, we wanted to actually watch the games to ourselves. I'm going to make a big bucket of chili and eat it all day. That's what, I'm looking very excited to that.
Shocker.
Shocker, I'm into chili. Of course, co-host Steve and
Charles.
We're all here. I'm a little out of order, but it's Saturday. We're screwed up. We just got over a big snowstorm, which affected the podcast a little bit later, and we'll tell you why.
Yeah.
But usually we start with either condolences or congratulations. Today we're going to start with a get well. Mr. Henson, my father-in-law, Donald Henson. A lot of people out there know him. He's been around for years. A
lot of people know. He's notorious.
Yeah, notorious Donald Henson, who Scott Bergeron has one of the most on-key impressions of him I've ever seen. But he had high blood pressure this week and spent some time in the hospital. He was a little dizzy.
He's currently there, or is he
He's home now. He's
okay.
home. He slept last night. You know, when I made that 2 a.m. Snow trip to go get him, I was bringing him home. So he's home. He's good. He's got some new medication. Getting a little better as time goes on. He can't check his blood pressure because he broke his blood pressure machine, and he's too cheap to buy a new one. He wants to glue it to fix it.
What?
It's Mr. Henson. He does these things, but he's all right.
When it comes to medical equipment, like you probably should just foot the bill. I mean,
not him. He'll get some duct tape.
What are we talking about? Just some electrical tape to spin it around.
And at his age, I mean, he's 80 years old or 82. I forget how old he is. 82, I think. He's a year younger than Papa. You got to be careful with some of these things. So it's always,
sounds pretty scary.
And then a snowstorm hits at the same time. So get well to him. He's on the mend.
Don't shovel any goddamn snow, man. That snow weighs a ton.
Yeah, Michelle's yelling at him. Don't you even think about going outside.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We'll be here.
Don't shovel. And it goes out to a lot of people. I mean, it's scary. Especially the snowfall that we got here in Detroit. It weighs a ton. I don't know.
Well, I hand shoveled mine, and my back was singing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I took some leave afterwards. I was like, ooh.
Don't shovel if you don't have to.
The top layer is not bad, but there was that slushy ice layer underneath. And it's like, oh, man, that's killing me.
I think that people need to calm down on a lot of that stuff. It's okay to have a little bit of snow on it. You know what I mean? It's like how people insist on mowing their lawn like once a week at a certain day. Mow it when it gets long. You know what I mean? Like, it's really...
And then it got warm out, so most of it melted. It's all slush right now. So
but it's going to get sketchy, though, because they're calling for, like, below freezing temps, which that's a lot of water out there to freeze, man. You'd be skating.
So tomorrow's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving the house because I'll have my chili.
And apparently, you go to Steve's house, you want some chili.
No one's invited. No one can have my chili. But no crackers. I'm not allowed to have crackers.
That's racist.
But a lot of beaners. All right, so first up, we're going to try something because Charles is concerned about my diabetes.
Yeah, so...
Even though I don't like gummy bears.
Okay. First of all, shame on you. Because they're one of the best candies on the planet. You're incorrect.
No, sweet tarts.
Okay, first of all, I love a sweet tart, but you're so wrong. So I'm obsessed with, number one, gummies, but number two, Albanese brand is the brand that I'm obsessed with.
Why this particular brand?
Because they've got, their regular mix is a 12 flavor mix, and they've got like the blueberry that you don't get in like a regular Haribo thing. Don't come at me no Black Forest, no Haribo, all right? Because like Albanese, it's a company out of northern Indiana. So I found these on the website. Steve made fun of me earlier this week. I paid $50 worth of a bunch of gummy bears.
And you wonder why I made fun of you.
I got 15 pounds of gummy bears in this house right now.
You're going to shit a giant gumball.
It's so good, man. I am obsessed with the Albanese gummy bears are just the best. And you can usually find them at bulk food store. But the point was, I bought these specifically because Steve and his type 2 diabetes, Wilford Brimley style. These are sugar-free gummy bears. They didn't come in like a retail pack because I literally got them directly from Albanese.
They're straight from the warehouse.
Yeah, so give them a shot. I want to see how.
I like orange. Now,
okay, you're so annoying. Just grab a handful and eat them. I hate your face right now.
There's certain things, if you're a fat person, you should automatically like that I don't. Gummy bears is one. You're also supposed to like cake. I'm not a huge cake fan. And there was something else.
I don't know how we're brothers because you just named two things I find heavenly.
But I'm a big cookie guy.
Now, I got to tell you, if compared to a regular Albanese, these are really tough.
They're chewy.
They're very tough. I don't know what kind of chemicals are in these, but they got a good flavor to them.
Yeah, tastes like orange.
Yeah, I don't think I would know that they were a sugar-free variety.
Now, to me, this is like when I eat the other gummy bears Dad always has. Same thing, same chew.
No, Let me tell you something. I got these. These are buttery. I got them directly from the Albanese one. Not these ones, but the regular Albanese ones. Super soft, super flavorful.
Super soft.
Oh, no.
There's a little chew to them, but I mean, they're good. Taste like oranges.
It's pretty good that they're sugar-free. We'll look up some deets and stuff like that on what their sugar content
Does it say on the back or no?
No, I mean, like I said, these are like from their bulk warehouse.
Yeah,
I mean,
that guy fell off the back of a truck and shipped it to you.
so... But I got to tell you, they taste really good. It tastes like a regular gummy bear, a little chewier than the
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's
flavor's right.
They also might not sell as many, so maybe they're a little older than.
They've probably been sitting there since 1975.
I think they taste pretty good, though. I'm going to continue to eat a sugar-free gummy bear. I got to tell you, I'm a big thumbs up on the Albanese sugar-frees.
Yeah, I'm not a huge gummy bear fan, but those do taste good. I don't like gummy worms or anything either.
They're so good, man. You're so wrong on this one. I love gummy bears.
You always have.
Dude, they're so good. But you're different than me. You're more of a chocolate guy than I am. Yeah. I don't really do chocolate. I'm all about candy.
Yeah, you've always been like that. Even gummy worms, that gooey stuff that wasn't even like, it was just like
so good.
A paste that comes out that's gooey. You've always been into that. Me, I'm like, yeah. I like sweet tarts. I like chocolate. I like cookies.
I'm trying to give you the deets on it.
Oh, here they go. Sugar-free Albanese gummy bears. No deets. They're absolutely free. You think a guy like Willy Wonka works in their warehouse and he just hangs out gummy bears?
That's the case. I want.
You want to take a tour?
Dude, I love it.
Yeah,
I just can't get enough gummy bears.
So
I got an unhealthy obsession with gummy bears, but like I said, I can tell you, you give me all three of the brands, I swear to you, I could pick the Albanese one. I bet you $1,000 I can pick out the Albanese one.
That sounds like a challenge coming up. We'll have to get 3 separate types of gummy bears.
So now there's no sugars in this. Isn't that what you told us to look for?
Yeah, we should that and carbs are the top.
Well, the
two.
carbs look a little high, 14 grams of carbs, but.
For how many, though? I mean, I just had 2. So.
No, it says 20
serving?
grams. I don't know how many grams.
What's the serving size, does it say?
It doesn't tell me how many pieces. It just says 20
I imagine
grams.
like 6 or 7 are a serving size.
Yeah. But at least there's no sugars, so I don't know. But then
Sugar's
that's
good.
that weird rule you said you got to watch out for the alcohols or something like that.
Yeah, sometimes they rename the sugar something else, but it looks pretty legit. I mean, we've tried that sugar-free chocolate we brought on the show before, and whatever it is fake stuff they found to replace the sugar is probably going to give me cancer. But
nonetheless, it won't give you diabetes.
Now this has sugar. This is the
you just found these on the way over.
Yes, Twix Cookies and Cream. Now I'm a big fan of the Twix peanut butter.
First of all, I need to pause you for a second. I think a regular just Twix is good. It's a delicious chocolate bar. I mean,
but if they're sitting next to each other, peanut butter or caramel, I'm going to get the peanut butter every time. I have peanut butter is good for me. But this is cookies and cream. It's got
what kind of wafers it got?
It's a chocolate wafer.
Okay, that's a Steve no-go.
I'm not a huge fan.
That's a point down
of the chocolate wafer.
You want OG wafer? It's a little chewier again than I thought it would be, but it could be sat at a gas station for a long time.
7-Eleven. Can't been that long. It was a brand new box. It said new on it. It was on the end cap.
It tastes good. I mean, it's not something I would crave. And to your point, I'd rather have an OG Twix, I think, than this.
I think the 2 originals are better than this one. But it's almost too much chocolate, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Chocolate overload coming from you is bad.
But it's good. Not sugar-free, though.
Definitely not sugar-free. Tastes good, but to your point, I don't think I'd crave that one. I think I'd go OG Twix over that, in my opinion.
Now, I wonder if you froze it and ate that cookie and cream.
Probably. So we're both trying to talk, but we're pounding this cookie and cream Twix.
With leftover gummy bear in your mouth.
Yeah, I think I give it a thumbs up, but if I'm ranking Twixes, peanut butter Twix, caramel Twix, cookies and cream Twix.
Yeah. So if the 3 of them are on a shelf, you're going to grab the peanut butter one first.
I don't have the cookie hang up that you do. I mean, apparently. I didn't know you had such cookie preferences.
Because they used to have the peanut butter with just the regular wafer, the light brown one, and then they changed it to the same cookie.
And you honestly think there's a difference?
Yes, I do.
said the fat guy.
When
it's different. It's different.
When Wiggs buys you a whole box of peanut butter Twix for Christmas one year,
No, okay.
like you would find in a store,
become a connoisseur.
just like you know your gummy bears.
Yeah,
I know my peanut butter Twix.
Watch me get more of these gummy bears. So I'm mooching into the mic for the rest of the show. It's because I'm eating on these sugar-free gummy bears.
ASMR, gummy bear goo. All right, so now let's go into some reviews after we ate our sugary snacks and
Sugar-free snacks, don't you dare.
Eventually, The Rock will come out with his tequila, and we'll have to try that.
Is here a manic tequila? Yeah, we definitely got to try that when it comes out.
And wasn't there one with the Breaking Bad guy, or do we have that?
Dos Hombres. No, we haven't.
Yeah,
Remember,
so-
that was like limited markets.
Yeah, so we got to find those two coming up. So we'll go back to our liquors.
I was going to say, we lacking in booze for you? Is that what's going
I don't
on?
know. I know. We ate a lot of cookies, and I did bring the sugar cookies. I should have had you eat on the air because I wanted to see. You are the sugar cookie
I
expert.
love a sugar cookie.
With frosting. I don't understand.
No, not with frosting. I like just straight up sugar cookie.
Oh, I thought you were the frosting guy. No, maybe it's
I'm
my
not
daughter.
a big frosting guy.
My daughter likes the frosting.
It's like in cake, I'd rather just have the cake than have it frosted.
Yeah, see, I agree with you on that. Like, I like a pineapple upside down cake because there's no frosting on
Oh,
it.
you just killed Heather. Ugh.
Those are so good.
She hates them. Oh my God.
Do you like them?
I don't mind them.
Yeah,
I don't
they're-
mind
they're
them. I'm not
delicious.
anti-pineapple. Heather's anti-pineapple.
Oh, if I'm going to eat a cake, that's the one I want. I don't want anything else.
Yeah.
So, anyways, reviews and thoughts for the movies. Now, this week I was going to go and see Bad Boys for Life, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. I had my
Joey
tickets.
or Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, Joey or Martin Lawrence. I had my tickets. He would approve. of the
Where were
Twix
you going to
bar.
go? So,
The Southland Cinemark. I showed
which
up.
is your place? Because that's you have the path.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
talking
And so it was only $5 to go for me today, which is not a bad deal. But I got there and they had no power, which is ironic because the mall next to it had power.
Oh, really?
But the Cinemark did not. They had some power, but like emergency power,
Okay.
but not enough to run projectors and stuff.
Yeah, wow.
So it was kind of weird. So they gave me 2 free passes plus two extra free passes. So Charles and I would probably use them to see 1917.
Yeah.
And then next Saturday I will go, since there's no football, I will go see Bad Boys for Life with my wife. So I'll have 2 movie reviews for you next week.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this week. But I did see some more Will Smith. I'm having a Will Smith renaissance, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But before that, let's travel back.
I got to put these down because I'm going to keep munching.
Charles going to eat the whole bag
I
of gummy
can't
bears.
stop a goddamn gummy bear.
I know what he's eating during the fights.
God, it's so good.
So let's travel back to 1988. The other day on Disney Plus, I watched, and you've watched it recently also. Now, sometimes when you watch something as a kid and turn around and watch it as an adult, those rose-colored glasses affected you. But then when you see it, you're like, oh, maybe this wasn't as good as I
You
remember.
thought it was bad?
No. I'm giving examples.
I was about to stab you.
So I sat through the movie Willow, starring Warwick Davis and Val Kilmer, and pretty much nobody else you heard of.
Yeah.
I would say when I saw the movie in 1988 as a kid, I had no idea what Lord of the Rings was. I didn't know what Lord of the Rings was. I wasn't familiar with it. I enjoyed the movie as a kid. I thought it was really good, and I watched it now as an adult, and I have to say, I still enjoyed it.
I love it. I just recently watched it. I don't know if it's my kiddom or whatever, but I think it's really good.
But watching as an adult now, you can see where they stole from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, completely.
Quite a
nerd
bit.
But there are certain things with. I can go on and on with Falcor Migosh and all that. I love that movie.
Or you mean Frodo and Sam?
Yeah, I don't care.
I
man.
mean,
so
Mad
Mardigan
Mardigan.
finger, dude. Come on,
Yeah.
it's so good.
The one thing you really forget is how much charisma Val Kilmer had at one point.
Oh yeah, dude.
He
He's like a
pulled off-
ladies' man.
He pulled off the Han Solo swashbuckler guy character perfectly.
He plays the woman at the one
The
point.
the
Come
guy
on,
that plays
so
General
good.
Keel, he was like the big Vader.
Yeah, it's great.
The only thing
Bav Morda and everything.
the only thing I felt, there's 2 things that didn't really hold up. I thought the trolls looked like guys in monkey suits. They looked
a
kind of
little bit, but
They were a little rough.
And then some of the effects was definitely like rotoscoped or whatever. You could see that.
Like
but
when that little wizard lady's
for
transforming.
a 22-year-old movie at this point, I still love it. I think it's great.
And this leads to the news last week we had that
What
they're
am I
making
saying? 32-year-old movie. It's 88.
Yeah,
I can't
you're
do
off
math,
for a couple
yeah.
years, and this leads to the Disney Plus series they're making. We talked about
Can't
that
wait.
last week.
I cannot wait.
So, if anyone's out there, you like adventure and high action and just a good time, I enjoy it.
And you know what's funny is this was a weird movie to find. If before Disney Plus came along, it
it
was
was
not
hard.
easy to
it
find
was hard to-
copies and do all this kind of stuff.
It was hard.
If you have Disney Plus and even if you kind of haven't seen it in a while or what, I still think it's great. I can't wait for the show.
Now, by chance, did you see the review I posted at the end of the notes?
Yeah, where everyone's just equating it to Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. But
It was funny how much it requires.
That guy got very anal about it.
Yeah,
Like, Jesus.
I didn't see Star Wars in it. I just saw Lord of the Rings.
Now, so it was directed by Ron Howard,
written by George Lucas.
Yeah. So yeah, I love it.
And what you want in a fantasy movie, though? You got a group of adventurers. You got
the Brownies,
a little comedy.
Kevin Pollak, he's another name.
Yeah, Kevin Pollak was. You got a little comedy. You got fun times for the whole family. He pretty much covered everything you want in a movie, right?
I love it.
For me, anyway, it's kind of what the original Star Wars had. You know, that good times. A lot of '80s fantasy movies have that. So I
love it.
Big thumbs up for me and Charles. I mean, some of it's dated. You're gonna look at it and go, "What do these two retards think?" But
I tell you what, like a modern day show with modern modern effects and everything like that, I'm all in. I think it's great. I really do.
Yeah, so both big thumbs up from it.
Armies too, like when they're marching through and he's in the cage and everything. Yeah.
So 1988, it's on Disney Plus. Willow, Val Kilmer worked it. If you want to warm up before the series comes out in a couple years, go watch the movie. I
highly recommend it.
Ironic thing, my wife hates that movie.
I don't care.
And she loves magic. She loves magicians and Harry Potter. I thought for sure it'd be right up her alley. She doesn't like The Princess Bride either. I was like, do you not like any fantasy movies?
Princess Bride is a great movie.
I go, those are two good ones from the 80s.
Yeah. You know who's obsessed with The Princess Bride? My wife.
Oh, really?
She loves Princess Bride.
I like that movie. I like it.
Oh, it's a very good movie. But Heather is next level Princess Bride. I think it's because the literary thing to it. I think
it's a cute concept and everything.
It's great. Andre the Giant, dude. Come on. That's another one. It's great.
I love the smart bald guy that's always trying to outwit him.
Yeah, you can't. I'll think a thinker.
Yeah.
It's so good. I mean, what are we talking about? Those are two great movies.
Now, the one I disagree with you guys on that you two have an unnatural love for is Never Ending Story.
Oh, it's great, too.
I don't hate the movie, but I kind of said
your shit up and get out of my house. That's a great movie too.
Okay, so the three movies are on a movie shelf, and you got $1 to rent one: Willow, Princess Bride, or Never Ending Story.
I'm gonna go with Willow.
You're gonna go with Willow?
Yeah,
I'm going Willow first. Then I'm going Princess Bride.
I would flip Princess Bride and Never Ending Story.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's surprising.
Yeah, I like Never Ending Story a lot. I think it's because of the age of the kid that was in it. Kind of was definitely my exact age group, if that makes sense. And
you throw Beastmaster in there, Beastmaster hands down.
I don't think I've seen Beastmaster.
You've never seen Beastmaster? The dude's got the two ferrets.
If I did, I don't remember.
It's like a corny Conan, but he's got the ability.
Oh, now if you put Conan in the mix, you know where I'm going.
He's got the ability to see through animals' eyes and use animals and stuff.
I don't remember.
And he's got two pet ferrets. He takes everyone on an adventure. Beastmaster, look that up.
I might have to watch it. I don't know.
I'm probably like rose glasses. It's probably really terrible, but at the time as a kid,
we can't go down a whole new retro thing. Come on, don't start this shit now. Stop. We were so annoyed watching those decade movies. It was rough.
Oh, I liked Beastmaster. I liked Conan's, of course, even though the second one's really rough to watch.
Dude, you're crazy.
Red Sonja, even, that was out. Remember that?
Good. Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Come on. Conan the Destroyer's great.
It's pretty bad when you watch
How
it.
dare you?
The first one holds up. The first one holds up. The second one's rough.
It's great, man. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that still holds up.
I can keep going on. Don't get me going on. Just trust me. I love that movie.
So let's go.
And you don't want a movie I watch. I'll watch that movie like once a year.
Conan the Barbarian?
Yeah, dude, hands down.
I just want to see. There was a guy. I got into a rabbit hole on YouTube because it happens to both of us.
Yeah,
guys showing off like their collectibles room, like high end, like those high end statues you saw at Big Ben's Comics and stuff,
like sideshow collectibles.
Yeah, where you look at them and go, "Who the hell buys them?"
Yeah.
The one that guy had, it was in a glass case. It was older Conan. At the end on the throne. It looked awesome. Cool. And he had it in a glass case with LED lights around it and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was like, dude, how much did that cost?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a grand.
That made me go, when did that movie come out? They need that old Conan
dude.
movie.
Dino De Laurentiis, dude. Come on. That movie's so good, dude. Thulsa Doom with Jason. I'd go on. I'm some goddamn Conan.
So let's go to a newer movie I just recently saw, and Charles mentioned it. I made it through the whole movie.
You did?
Yes. This is Michael Bay. I don't know he produced it. I'm not sure if he directed it.
He's attached to it.
He's very attached to it. 6 Underground. This is Ryan Reynolds and Dave Franco was in it. And
for about 20 minutes, and he bites it.
Yeah, and then that's about it. No one else you're going to recognize, really. It's a weird...
it's too over the top.
And the way it ends,
too much.
The way it ends, it feels like they're trying to set up a franchise with it.
And do you think it's worthy of a franchise? Be honest. I smell a Steve 6 Underground coming.
6 Underground for 6 Underground.
I did not like it. I bailed.
I tell you what, if I have $1 and there's Hobbs and Shaw at 6 Underground to rent, I'm going to rent 6 Underground first because I hated Hobbs and Shaw. But 6 Underground, the thing about it, you didn't make it to the whole movie though.
No.
So that opening chase scene. Now, did you have
went way too long?
Way too long, and a lot of weird cuts, right?
Oh yeah, like ADD type cuts.
The whole movie's like that.
Oh man,
every action scene's cutting everywhere, and I can't tell what the hell's going on.
It's frantic.
Yeah, so Dave Franco character. Oh, okay, spoilers. Dave Franco's character dies in that opening scene.
At the end of that chase,
they replace him with this guy from the military. He's a sniper, a black guy. I can't remember his name in the movie.
Whatever.
They only gave each other numbers, so he was number 4. And number 1 was Ryan Reynolds. And the gist of the movie is these people all fake their
Ryan
deaths.
Reynolds is like a weird rich guy.
He's like a billionaire.
Yeah, he's like a philanthropist.
And he wants to be Batman, but he wants a group of people instead of being just Batman. And they pick like weird third world nations to interfere in and get rid of the leader that's an evil leader.
Yeah.
And his brother, who isn't an evil guy, they want to put him in power. And it's kind of there, but God, those action scenes make you go bananas when you watch it. I don't know who edited this movie. I want to slap the editor and go, what are you thinking on here? Because it's like it's just all over the place and it doesn't make sense. And
I think it was trying to be a slick action movie.
Yeah, it's trying to do something different.
It just missed for me, and I think that's what it boils. I like Ryan Reynolds a lot. I think he's a super likable dude. He's got a great comedy sense to him. It thought, like I said, it was like a weird, Fast and Furious met like some other slick type action. I just didn't dig it.
Yeah, they were trying for something new, and I think it failed miserably. So out of 10, I give this a 4.
Oh, not the Steve 6.
It wasn't. I don't want to see it again. But it ends with almost like they're trying to set up a franchise. The group's still together, and Ryan Reynolds still looking for other things to get into. And I was like, they can make about 10 of these, and I ain't gonna watch anymore. I'll tell you that much. So it may appeal to the Fast and Furious crowd out there, but there's no.
Where's that crowd at?
I don't
know. The Fast and Furious.
They're out there somewhere. Those movies make billions of dollars.
That's true.
It's just nobody I know.
Like dudes in high school.
I don't know. I don't know dude bros that are watching those, but if you like Fast and Furious, you'll probably like 6 Underground. Yeah. For me, it's a pass. But I will say,
I was a lot more. I was way harsher on it than you are.
I give it a 4. What the
hell? No, I was like 2, 3 area for me. I
only watched it because Michelle brought it up. She's like, "Oh, Tabitha watched it and really liked it," and I go, "Well, Charles gonna watch it and hated it."
And you're
I'm more on your side, but I will say this. This is funny. This is Michael Bay 101. So remember the first Transformer movie? I really didn't follow Michael Bay that much or anything. I didn't really start hearing his name until the first and I know he's made other stuff.
Wasn't Michael Bay Armageddon?
He was bad. I know he was Bad Boys. I don't know about Armageddon. Might be. But the one thing I realized quickly watching Transformers, is he is the king of product placement.
Oh yeah,
because you remember Transformers, that guy walking with an Xbox 360.
You always say that. Yeah.
Well, now I don't know how far you got into 6 Underground. So right after that giant race mission, or whatever that mission was, that first mission, they drink champagne. Like they're celebrating, even though the guy got a fucking forklift through his chest. The camera immediately goes right to the champagne before they drink it and the label on the bottle. Then
Michael Bay's got bills to pay.
Then a guy pulls up in a Ferrari. The camera goes right to the Ferrari logo on the car before it pans out. And then what was another? Oh, let's synchronize our watches. And they all hold their watches up like this. And then the camera goes right to the logo on the watch. I was like, Jesus Christ, we did it already. And then the one guy pulls up in a Ford F-150 and it's like the grill with the F-150 logo. Yeah. He is the king of product
Weird
placement.
Commercial.
Did he direct Armageddon?
Oh, it was at least producer. It looked like the Rock, stuff like that. All those over the top, again, slick action movies.
I like the Rock. I mean, Michael Bay's got some movies I do like.
Even the Transformer movies to a point are good movies, but
visually they're fun to watch. Don't try to think about the story; it'll make you head. So 6 Underground
gets a 4.
It's on Netflix. I mean, if you're really bored and all you have is Netflix, give it a try, I guess. I don't know. So what is Pick of the Litter?
So Pick of the Litter is another. I'm just digging around on Disney Plus, and myself, Lorna, and Heather were watching that. So this is a new show we were watching. You ever see those service dogs? They're these amazing, beautiful animals that are trained. And
usually
so
golden
basically
retrievers.
This follows the adventure from like puppydom these 6 dogs and their journey to become service dogs, and some of them get what they call as career changed. So they basically these are the dogs that kind of wash out of the service dog. They don't have the temperament and all this kind of stuff. This show's great, and for someone who's got a huge dog hole right now, it is an amazing show. So it basically, so you're born of this lineage of this good dog, and then they give the puppy rather. They kind of do initial training, and then they give it to these puppy raisers. And so these puppy raisers have to continue to work with the dog and then also bring the dog back in for testing. And man, for beautiful dogs that are some of the most intelligent, helpful, useful things, this show just, man, it just tugs on every dog hole I got. It is super good. And it's another one of those weird gems on this Disney Plus show or Plus channel that you don't really see coming, but it's just totally sucked.
What are most of the breeds of the dogs?
Like golden retrievers and labs and stuff like that.
And German shepherds? Or?
No German shepherds.
That's more military.
Yeah, I think that is. These are purely so there's a company that works to give service animals to blind folks, and that's basically what it is. And it just, you see these amazing, because I work at the airport, and you see a lot of these service animals at the airport because there's just a lot of people that need them. And man, you fall in love with these dogs, and you just go to see like what it entails to like get these dogs and actually train them up and stuff like that. It's a great show called Pick of the Litter on Disney Plus. Big thumbs up from me.
Oh, Pick of the Litter. So is it just one and done, or is it a series?
It's a 5-part show, half-hour episodes and stuff like that.
All of them there? You got to wait each week.
They're all there, yeah, and at least all the episodes were there, and it's just
under the National Geographic section.
It was under the main page. I don't think it broke off into the Nat Geo stuff, but yeah, I love the show, man. Like I said, dog hole.
I just got a text from Bert. He said the Joker movie sucks balls.
Okay, wow, there's that.
I don't know.
Probably a little less comic book as you had kind of
I've
talked
said
about.
that. Yeah, it's a stretch to actually make it into comic book. So now the last movie I saw this week, and I'm continuing my Will Smith journey. I thought I would have 2 Will Smith. I only got 1. So last week was Aladdin, which I didn't think was that bad, and he was the highlight of the movie. This week is Gemini Man.
He's the only thing in Gemini Man, literally.
Yeah. He doesn't fight his younger self as much as you think he does.
Okay. All the previews were him fighting his younger self.
I imagine it's expensive, the graphics and stuff. Okay. So yeah, he does.
Do you think he I need to pause you for a second. Do you think there was a dude in a green outfit doing that? Like, what's the behind the sscenes of who he was fighting?
Well,
there's like a dude in like one of those like weird like college football game green suits.
Probably.
Yeah, weird.
And it looks pretty good. I mean, it's essential. It's just like a Bourne movie. It's like he's not funny. He
realizes that like his duplicate was like a governmental program or something.
He's like the best of the best at sniping and assassin.
Sure,
he's been that way for 25 years, and he wants to retire. Well, what he's not aware of when he first joined up, they took blood samples of all the top troops they had,
I get you.
and they have
them in a bank. Yeah,
Gemini program that builds the ultimate trooper, no conscience. Essentially,
so are they trying to kill him because he knows too much?
Yeah, his last mission, he killed the guy that he was told was a terrorist. But then one of his buddies told him it wasn't, and then now that he knows, they had to get rid of him and blah blah blah. Okay. And they send his younger version out. It sounds
very by the number short of this tech.
This is serious Will Smith, no cracks Will Smith.
Okay.
So you always get the 2. You get the charming kind of cracky, which was Aladdin. This was the I'm old,
I'm an action star.
I'm an action star, kind of Will Smith. So there was no cracks in this one. It's not a bad movie. It's entertaining. A lot of action, like I said, and there's some good. He does great things as far as like he's the best. Will Smith, he's the best of the best, and it's just like Denzel Washington. It's just like Stallone when they get in a movie, they're the best of the best, and they got to be taken down for whatever reason. And it's your standard. Your government has turned on you, but now you got to prove your innocence and get out of it somehow. Is what happens, and it's not a bad movie. It's kind of by the numbers.
It sounds short of him fighting himself. It just sounds very generic.
Yeah, it's very generic as far as the story goes. And that's angling.
Are you impressed by the tech of him fighting himself? What is your opinion?
At this day and
any
age,
moment where you're like, oh, it's pretty cool? Or
in this day and age, when every superhero movie you watch de-ages everybody, it's nothing that big to me. And again, I'm always more accepting to it because we play a lot of video games, right? So though any kind of CG and stuff, I'm a little more accepting than the average person.
Okay.
Like someone like Dad might watch and go, "What the hell is this?" This is,
weird glowy Will Smith.
Yeah. To me,
It doesn't quite blend.
It looked fine. Me and Michelle both kind of went, yeah, after we watched it.
Okay.
It wasn't like, oh my God, this is 2 hours, it's terrible, but it was okay. It just
I don't feel like you're much better after having watched it. You're
yeah,
just like, okay.
there it is. I watched it. It's not something to put it back in my mind.
The review of their. Well, okay, that's a movie. Yeah.
The biggest problem is it's not the tech, it's the story because it's like it's one you've seen 1,000 times. It's
just
Jason
super
Bourne.
generic. Yeah.
It's whatever other the government turned on me. All the Fallen movies, Angel is Fallen. Yeah, a lot like Angel is Fallen, and I just saw that not too long ago. So if it had a better story and a little more unique, I think it would have done better. So as it is, it's a 5. It's just it's there. You watch it. You're bored one day. You're snowed in. You're out of chili.
Sure.
You gotta watch it.
When you run out of chili, you grab the Gemini Man.
Yeah, that's right. That's when you watch Gemini Man. So that's it we have for reviews. Like next week, 1917 and Bad Boys will be coming. And then
we're going to go through our Oscar picks, our picks plus who we think's going to win, right? Is that what we're going to go? We're going to do that?
Yeah, that's coming up right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm talking about next week. For
No, but I'm just talking about, we're going to do our Oscar picks today, though, right?
Yeah, we could do them today and then compare what. I don't know. Is the Oscars next weekend?
I don't know, but we're going to make it.
I think it's the week after the Super Bowl.
So we're going to pick what we think and who we think's going to win, right?
Yeah, and then we'll come back to it and see. And I didn't put all the. I just put the big because we'll be here all day with all
That's
of them.
fine. Yeah.
Just the ones that people.
No,
actually know.
the only one. I don't give a shit who edited
Yeah.
whatever.
Who made a costume in Downton Abbey movie. All right, so let's go back to the football. Now, what happened this past week is the championship game happened, obviously.
Yeah.
And we don't need to recap it much because everyone knows LSU. It was close for a while.
Let me derail you because I have a question.
Okay.
Okay. So we all know that Joe Burrow is going to be the first overall pick to probably Cincinnati.
Yeah. Lucky him.
Do you think he's a pro bust, yes or no?
Well, everyone told me that Sam Darnold was going to be a great pro, and every time I saw him play, he threw picks, he fumbled, he get destroyed. I watched Burrow play; he's throwing touchdowns, he's doing things, he's doing what you expect the number one pick to do. I think he'll be all right. The problem is he's going to be stuck in Cincinnati.
Give me a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the greatest of all time to 1 being Ryan Leaf or whatever.
I'd give him probably a 7 based on potential.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to call him like a 5.
Wow.
Just based on I think he was a lot of product of that talent that was at LSU relative to everyone else, plus the coordinators and all that kind of stuff. So I think there's a reason why Ohio State was bent. You know what I mean? Like I refuse to buy into that this guy is the guy because I also don't think Baker Mayfield's a guy. I think Baker Mayfield's flirting with bust potential here, real close. I don't know.
This guy,
Wiggs can sit there and tell me differently all he wants and how much moxie this guy's got. All I'm saying is there's a reason why Ohio State let him go.
but this guy's got height and size compared to Baker Mayfield. And Ohio State let him go because they wanted those more athletic quarterbacks that can run faster than him.
Okay, but
He's
he
more
just
like a
lit
Tom
the
Brady
whole
type.
college world on fire.
Did you see some of those dimes he dropped, though?
I'm just telling you. I
Some
give
of
him
those
a
passes,
5.
I think he's got about a 7 potential. I mean, who knows? The problem is he's going to be in Cincinnati. You know they only won like 2 games
and
all
the
year.
NFL is going to catch up with that real quick.
They got one receiver, AJ Green. I think he has a walker.
So then the other problem, though, too, is do they put him out there super quick because of...
Yeah, they got no one else.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
Red Rockets leaving. Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
So they got to stick him. He's trial by
Give
fire.
me a 5. Give me the Cinco.
I'd like to say he's going to be 4-12 his first year. And then, depending on what Cincinnati does as far as players, he might improve. If you see him the record improve every year, then I think he's going to be something. If he's 4-12, then 2-14.
I got news to you. Baker Mayfield just cost this old boy his job. So we'll see.
That coach was terrible, though.
I'm not.
There were so many penalties. It was like crazy time over there. It's like your best buddy ran the team. So, anyways, LSU clobbered Clemson. It was close for it was close in the third.
I didn't want to bail on it just because Clemson's so prolific with that offense. I was hanging in there, but nothing really kind of fizzled towards the end. So
The only one I'm really happy for out of all of it was that coach for LSU, Coach Orgeron, because
yeah,
USC cut him. Remember he was a coach for them for a while, and I just
he was interim, and then they bounced him.
That dude's voice and everything. He's funny. I could care less really about
his
either
players.
team.
Love him too. If you read some of the articles, his players love him.
Now the funny thing about it all, you hear about the Odell Beckham stuff.
Yeah, where he slapped a guy in the ass.
He slapped a cop in the ass, and he's paying all the players on the sideline. What are you doing? He's
a
handing out
crazy
hundreds
person.
to everybody. I wish I was on the sideline. So
They got in trouble for smoking the cigars, man. Yeah.
So back to our bowl picks. Bill locked it up, of course. The big challenge was second place between you.
I failed.
You took Clemson.
Yep.
I took LSU. So I got second. You and Gabe tied for last at 17. So even though none of us should be bragging about any of it, because we all got
BB
quite a few-
slightly above 500. I think
somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
We're all below 500,
Yeah.
really. I'm like the Lions. I'm the best of the shit. So that's nothing to be. Now let's talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow's the big day, the last hurrah before the Super Bowl. Correct. Well, there's the Pro Bowl, but nobody cares.
No one watches.
No one watches that. So let's start with the NFC. I think they're the 6 o'clock game tomorrow, though. Green Bay at San Francisco. Who you got and why?
I am going to take Green Bay. I just and I've said this week in week out, I don't trust Jimmy Garoppolo. Is what at some point your quarterback has to win you a game, and if the NFC Championship is not one of them, you're going to need him for the Super Bowl and stuff. I just don't buy in. You were Tom Brady's backup for a reason. Again, just like Joe Burrow leaving Ohio State, I always feel like more than any of us who sit here and bullshit about football, the people who really matter are the people that implement and put all these people in games, and there's a reason why he was sitting. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I know about San Francisco's defense and their tight ends and all that, but I just don't buy into it. Give me Aaron Rodgers, give me a proven product, and we talked about it last week. I think that Green Bay was a quiet 13-3 team, which doesn't make any sense, but they really were, and I think I want Green Bay.
I have to tell you, you're totally wrong. Only because I thought the way that Seattle Green Bay game started, and Green Bay was dominating them, and then they just couldn't eat the clock or do anything, and Seattle come rushing back, really. Yeah. That kind of sealed it for me. I'm like, oh, they ain't got the dogs, the key. So I like San Francisco at home, and they played earlier in the year, and I don't know if you know what the score was. It was 35-8. Yeah, San Francisco destroyed them.
I'm just telling you.
I like San Francisco. I think San Francisco's going to punch them in the mouth and run the ball a lot. So I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to get a whole lot to do.
You don't think he's going to have the time with which to do it?
Yeah. They're going to do old
They're going
school,
to take a lot of
clock.
that time.
Yeah, and they're going to do it to the tight ends and the running backs. I think what's going to happen in them being home. Now we go into the other AFC game, Tennessee Titans at the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you think there?
Do you for a minute think that Tennessee has enough juice to pull it off 3 straight weeks?
I think there's a 30% chance.
I think you're being generous. That is, I mean, I'm not here to dispel what Tennessee's done. It's an amazing thing. It's a tip of the hat to old school football at times, which is great.
Yeah.
But like 3 weeks in a row, I'm supposed to buy into this. I just don't do it.
Yeah.
Kansas City has proven to me last week that they can survive the craziest of starts and somehow still pull an ass whooping out.
I will say this, though. They do that start this week, they're going to lose. Because Tennessee will sit on that clock. They won't do that stupid shit Houston did. So they can't let that happen this week.
I think 30% is generous. This is in Arrowhead. That stadium, man, is one of the most electric in the. You got Seattle.
I heard it smells one of the best too. Like they do just crazy barbecue in the parking lot.
Oh, really? It just. I mean, when it's on TV, man, it is like I can't even hear.
Red, yeah.
I couldn't imagine being. There's no way Tennessee pulls this off 3 weeks in a row. And if they do, man, Mike Vrabel, good on you.
Coach
man.
of the year if he pulls this off.
Unbelievable. And then, like I said, like give it to the old schoolness of it all. You know what I mean? Like we're going to punch you in the mouth and come on and stop me. You knew what they were going to do. They don't make any, you know what I mean? There's nothing funny or nothing. Just stop us. Go for it. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
And the problem, Kansas City doesn't have the defense
but I would argue Tennessee doesn't have the offense to.
Yeah, that's true. Now I will predict that out of the 2 games, this will be the fastest because Tennessee is going to run the shit.
This could be a very quick weekend. Yes, this could be 2.5 hour games.
I think one starts at 2, the other one starts at 6.
One's at 3, one's at 6:30. I know. I looked it up. And to your point, the AFC kicks it off. So.
Okay, so Tennessee is going to run the rock.
So you're telling me right now we get a Kansas City, San Francisco Super Bowl?
Yeah, 24-10 Kansas City, I think, is going to win the Tennessee game.
Okay.
And San Francisco.
And I like Green Bay, Kansas City.
I think San Francisco is 28-10. No, I think it's finally Andy Reid's year. I think he wins the Super Bowl.
Oh, I think man. His coaching tree's huge.
He needs to retire right after he wins the Super Bowl.
Just hang it up.
If he doesn't, he'll be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Finally. But we'll see. Maybe we'll get surprises. We don't know.
To your point, man, enjoy it. It's getting slim pickings.
So we both agree on Kansas City, and we split on Green Bay and San Francisco. I mean, you could go either way, but we'll see. Tennessee would be a miracle if they.
I mean, at this point, you don't want to listen to what the hell I have to say.
If Tennessee pulls it off, that would be a miracle.
That's insane.
That'd be insane. That'd be one of
then they deserve to win it all. I mean, I'm sorry.
And with Stifler at quarterback. So
imagine how pissed like the networks are though if you get like a rebuilding San Francisco team versus Tennessee, and they would just, what do we do here? How do we market this? Like, what do we do?
Yeah. Ooh. So let's go into wrestling. Now, I've told you for years that this. Okay, so Royal Rumble.
Oh, one more thing, real quick, as I just thought of another thing talking about marketing. Did you see all reports that they're going to pay Mahomes $40 million a year? Did you see that?
Who's going to pay him for it?
The rumor has it he's going to be the first $40 million a year. I was like, that is insane.
Well, the problem with that though is then you'll see the team deteriorate. They won't be able to,
it'll all go into one basket.
That's what's happened to Aaron Rodgers for so long. He blames Mike McCarthy, but they
Ask
couldn't.
The Lions about this.
Yeah. How many teams have we seen do this?
Yeah.
The Seahawks is a great example. They got nobody.
Man, I got to tell you, I know you're moving on, but like I've never seen one person put a team on his back like Russell Wilson does.
Yeah.
That man is unbelievable.
But he wouldn't have to do that if he took a little bit of pay cut, let him hire some other
but
people.
I mean, you got to admit, man,
yeah.
he literally is that team.
He wouldn't have to be if they let him sign some other players.
Yeah, I guess, man.
That whole defense was devastating when he started, and then they gave him, I forget how many millions, and then Richard Sherman goes bye-bye. They all go bye-bye.
San Fran, too.
Yeah, so same, yeah.
Anyway, to your WWE talk.
So into wrestling. Now, I always said on the podcast, this is when wrestling starts picking up. So it's from now until WrestleMania is for me personally, the big area, and for the stock. You'll see the stock go up, and then right after WrestleMania, it drops. Okay. So a lot of people agree with my theory. This is when it's fun.
We'll get more gummy bears.
So Royal Rumble's coming up. Probably next week I'll have a preview of it because we'll have the podcast right before it's on. I have to sign back up for the network because I want to watch.
You dropped it.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll have to ask BV on the live commentary.
No, he still has it.
He won't give it up.
No, he doesn't watch it. He's one of those guys that signs up for something and forgets.
Oh, jeez. Those people make me mental. Just can't. It's a checkbox on the internet.
Yeah, I know, but he forgets all. Because he always tell me, I still got that. I got to turn that off. He always forgets. But I sign up for it now until WrestleMania, and the day after WrestleMania, I cut it. And then if there's a good SummerSlam, I might pick it up for SummerSlam, but there usually isn't. So Royal Rumble's coming up. That's the big preview next week. We'll talk a little bit about that. They kind of ruined it a little bit now. It's like you get 10 wrestlers from Raw, 10 wrestlers from SmackDown, 10 wrestlers from NXT. So they're kind of removing the surprise, like legend guys that came in, which is kind of a bummer because it's one of the highlights.
What's Hacksaw Jim Duggan doing?
Yeah, that's one of the highlights of seeing the Royal Rumble. They come in for a couple minutes, like, here's Bubba Ray Dudley out of nowhere, and they look old, they get thrown over, and it's fine. But they might not be doing that this year, which is a little bit of a bummer. Now, also, on February 20th, guess where WWE is going?
Yeah, I see here.
Yeah, they're going back for that blood money.
Yeah, man.
Saudi Arabia. They're headed right back over
Vince McMahon's
there.
got bills to pay. He's got a football league to start.
He does not give a damn. So WWE is going to have another pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia, February 20th. And that's one of, I think, 3 the coming year. So they've only been doing 2 a year. Now I think it's up to 3 now. So they love that Saudi money.
Gotta get that good Saudi money.
It affects the stock. When they said that they might not get paid from Saudi, the stock dropped. And then when they came out with a press conference that they did, the stock went right back up.
Buku mucks, right?
So the stock is based on that Saudi money. So I thought that was kind of funny that they're heading back. Batista is joining Jason Momoa on that weird Apple TV
or whatever that show is.
that show that looks neat. But
what is it, like tribal stuff? I don't even know.
Nobody knows. I think it's more in the future.
Apple TV has been making some moves. They signed Julie Louis-Dreyfus to a show or to a deal or something like that.
Oh, really? What's she gonna do?
Is she
Seinfeld the after years?
I don't know, but well, I mean, you're the king of Veep. You tell me. Love some Veep.
So he's going to Apple TV on the C series. That I don't know anybody that has Apple TV. So.
I don't either. I really don't.
And then finally, AEW. I was surprised to read this.
This is nuts.
They just signed a new contract with Warner for TBS up till 2023. It's worth $175 million.
Crazy. That seems way bigger than I would ever.
They're also giving them another show.
Wow.
So they must be getting some ratings that they like.
It's got to be working.
Yeah.
You told me DDP came back with a vengeance.
Look at someone's grandpa out there. It's so terrible. I was like, whose idea is this? So AEW is going to be around at least till 2023.
That's huge. I'll be on 175 mil.
175
That's way
million.
bigger than I thought. I know Cody Rhodes like, son, what up?
I know. So they are. WWE might have to start worrying because it looks like Warner's. I'll be interested.
Now they're going to have some money to acquire some talent, maybe. You know.
Now I'd be interested to see if Warner wants to move. So there's no details on their new show. If the new show is an HBO Max show.
Oh, just to give some content.
Yeah, I bet you. Like you can see exclusive shows on HBO. That might
be theory. Yeah.
So we'll see about that. So that's my 3 minutes of wrestling. Try to keep it quick. Like I said, this is the time of year where wrestling picks up. So it's going to be interesting. You'll get a little bit more wrestling news. I know people are dying to hear more wrestling news. Maybe Dave.
I'm on the edge of my seat. Yeah, Dave Havenstein's the only one.
Dave will talk to me about wrestling too. So this is the big time of year for them because you got Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and then WrestleMania. So those are 3 big pay-per-views all in a row. Now, let's go.
You can't do it this way. We got to go from the bottom up, I think, is what's going on.
That's fine. Yeah. Let's go. I always put editing on there because I always find editing funny when it's like a 4-hour movie nominated. So
we're going to do our Oscar picks for the 2020. Steve's seen a lot more movies than I have. I'm knowledgeable of these movies, but we're still going to give our opinions because, goddamn, that's what we do on this show.
Yes, and we did watch. I watched some of the Golden Globes, but I know all the winners on the Golden Globes. I just really watched the Ricky Gervais stuff in the beginning and then tuned out.
He was fantastic.
Yeah, he was funny as hell. So the Oscar nominees came out this week. We're not going to cover everything. We're not going to go into sound editing and just costume design. Some of the big ones.
You probably should have put. Did you put song on here? You didn't put song.
I did not put song.
You probably should have thought
now, two of the big snubs this year, from what I understand, is Adam Sandler's movie, Uncut Gems. Yeah. Ironically enough, Scott Bergeron saw that movie. He said he didn't like it.
No,
he said it wasn't one of his favorites. And also, the other one that was snubbed was Frozen 2 didn't get nominated. I thought that was kind of interesting.
I don't know.
You figure by every year.
No, I get you, but whatever.
I didn't even put the animated on here. But
yeah, you put editing on here.
I only put editing on there
okay.
Because first, let's talk about editing. Editing is when a movie runs smooth, goes from scene to scene. It's under so many hours. So one of the first nominated for editing is.
So hold on. So we're gonna go through the category. We'll give our opinions, and then who we think the Academy is going to pick, right?
Yes,
that's what we're going to do.
Yeah,
okay, go for it.
So the nominees for Best Editing is Ford vs. Ferrari, The Irishman, which is
6 hours long.
That's why I put it out here. Jojo Rabbit, Joker, and Parasite. I'm going to pick The Irishman because that's so hilarious. Yeah. It's just like when you told me Gone with the Wind won Best Editing, and it was 4 hours. I'm going with Irishman.
All right, that's your opinion. Who you think's going to win?
Yes,
or
both.
Irishman sweep Steve's opinion. So here's what I think. I think that I don't have an opinion really here. I'm just going to say Parasite, because they want this Korean movie to be
I've never heard of it.
It's a weird horror movie, Korean-based movie. They want to give it something, but they're not going to give it big category stuff. So I think it's gonna prevail in somewhere random there. So that's my opinion.
Oh, so there, can you put a little X next to the ones we picked?
Yep.
Put one next to Irishman and one next to Parasite. Yep. Yeah. So there we go. Now this one I put on here because this one was a Golden Globe Award that drove me bananas. Best score. The nominees are The Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, and Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Okay. The reason why this nomination drove me nuts in Golden Globes is they gave it to The Joker, and I couldn't tell you a song or how it sounded.
Didn't get it? You're like, wait, what?
But if I played a Star Wars song, almost 90% of the U.S.
John Williams?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Talking about?
So I'm going to say the Academy gets this right, and I'm going to go with Star Wars: Rise of the Skywalker on Best Score.
And I'm going to go with the same thing. They better. I mean, at this point, John Williams.
And he's supposedly. And the only other movie I could see coming close would be 1917, probably because it's
probably got an
epic.
Yeah.
But The Joker, I mean, I like the movie.
I don't know of anything. All I know is John Williams.
If I played like a little bit of the score from The Joker, you'd be like, what is this? No, nobody knows.
So I can't even tell you. Again, I watched Marriage Story. You did too. What music's in a Marriage Story? I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Terrible. So now let's go into Best Supporting Actress. Now, is this politically correct? Aren't they all actors now? You're not allowed to call them actors, right? But so Kathy Bates for the Richard Jewell movie, Laura Dern for Marriage Story, Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit. It seems like an intriguing movie. Something to do with Adolf Hitler's a boy's
and they got that
imaginary
that
friend.
director that everybody loves right now.
Wes Anderson? Or
No,
something like that?
Wakiti Tatiti or whatever his name
I
is.
don't know.
He directed a couple episodes of The Mandalorian too.
Okay.
Florence Pugh from Little Women and Margot Robbie in Bombshell.
Who do you think? Who do you want and who do you think? What do you got?
Who do I want? I'm gonna go. Jesus. I hated Laura Dern in Marriage Story, but if you're gonna give that movie an award, I'll go with her on Laura Dern. She did
Do
play.
you think the Academy picks her as well?
No,
We'll mark down who you think the Academy is going to pick.
I think they're gonna pick because I never heard of her, Florence Pugh for Little Women.
And then I think that it's Laura Dern is what I think it's going to be.
Laura Dern
Yes,
for both
of them.
yeah.
She also won the Golden Globe already. She was great in that movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Me and you are differing opinions on that. I thought that movie was great. I also think she played it really good opposite of Ray Liotta and like that real sharky lawyer. It was cool, man.
She was a backhanded bitch. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, I really
she
liked
did come
her.
off bitchy, but then at the same time. So technically, we both picked Laura Dern, but I think the other woman's
You
going to
think
win.
this? Well, I'll mark down the Academy.
Now this one's weird. Best supporting actor. I don't know how Tom Hanks is a supporting actor for the movie.
Who was
he
in it
starred
if he's in supporting?
Yeah, I know. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood by Tom Hanks. Anthony Hopkins in The Two Popes. Al Pacino in The Irishman. Joe Pesci in The Irishman. And Brad Pitt, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. All right. I think the Academy is going to pick Brad Pitt because they love him. But I personally would like to see Tom Hanks win. So my pick is Tom Hanks, but the Academy is going to be
Okay, so I think just to throw people off, just because I don't know, the Two Popes is going to win by the Academy is what I think is going to happen. First of all, both these people from The Irishman shouldn't get it. I thought Joe Pesci was just kind of lame in The Irishman.
Yeah, he didn't do much.
I don't think. And then I love me some Tom Hanks, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know how this even qualifies. So I would say Brad Pitt would be my opinion, but I think the Academy is going to give it to Anthony Hopkins just to throw people off.
Yeah, they do that sometimes.
And then no one saw it. So that's a perfect example of where the Academy's like, oh, it was such a tour de force. It's just like, whatever.
Yeah. So next up, we're going to get out of the supporting and go into the Best Actress. Best Actress is Cynthia Erivo.
Yeah, the chick who played Harriet Tubman.
Yeah.
The English lady that people were pissed about because she was English.
Scarlett Johansson in Marriage Story.
Suarez Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan in Little Women. Charlize Theron in Bombshell. And Renee Zellweger in Judy. Personally, I didn't see a lot of these, but I thought the girl playing Harriet Tubman in the trailers I saw. And
That movie looks super epic and super
and
good.
it comes out next week on DVD, so
Yeah,
I'll probably watch it.
definitely.
I'm going to go with Cynthia.
In your opinion, right?
Yeah, in my opinion. The Academy probably go with her, too. I'm going to go with that one.
Oh, okay.
Both on that one.
And I'm going to say we agree, and here's why. They already got busted for Oscar So White.
Yeah.
So here comes where like the
chance.
Academy is going to be like, no. We went with old girl played Harriet Tubman. Is what I think is gonna happen.
Yep. It's a good one on this one. Now we're going to go to the Best Actor. Now, Antonio Banderas is in Pain and Glory. I didn't know what this movie was. I had to look it up.
What is it?
It's a Spanish movie.
Getting a big time buzz for him too.
He plays. It's a Spanish movie about a famous Spanish movie director, and all different stages of his life. And Antonio Banderas plays
Sounds so meta.
Yeah, it plays a
A
big
movie
part
about a director by a director, blah, blah,
by
blah,
a Spanish director. no
blah,
less.
blah, 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 blah.
So I thought it was Pain and Glory, that movie with The Rock and Mark Wahlberg that came out. Somebody go. Leonardo DiCaprio, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Adam Driver, Marriage Story. Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin, you struggle.
Joaquin Phoenix is the Joker, and Jonathan Pryce, the Two Popes. I think the Academy and I go with Joaquin Phoenix and the Joker.
And I'm not going to be very cool because I'm going to say the same thing. I think that it also gives weird credibility to comic book movies. It's one of the comic book movies they approve. So,
and Bert doesn't. All right. So now we're going to directing. The first one up is the Netflix movie The Irishman. And, of course,
directed by Scorsese.
The Joker, directed by the guy
Todd
who did
Phillips.
The Hangovers, Todd Phillips. 1970 by Sam Mendes. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by Quentin Tarantino. And again, that weird Parasite movie by a Korean director.
Korean guy, the first Korean guy to get nominated for that too.
I just don't think they like Todd Phillips because of that. So it's not going to be Todd Phillips. I think they're going to go the Golden Globe route, and they're going to hand it to 1917.
And me and you are going to agree. And I also think it should win because what they did was they shot it really crazy, like a single shot through the so it's all one big thing that like there's no edit is what I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like when he's running through the dunes and everything like that, it's all has to happen in sequence and all that kind of stuff.
Oh wow.
It's a cool technical feat too that me and you are going to go check out. I'm super excited for it. It looks great. So I agree.
And then finally for Best Picture, where they nominate about 100 movies.
Yeah, they really did add up on this one, didn't
they? They do it every year now. Ford vs. Ferrari, The Irishman again, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. Now, this is an interesting one. I know that I just don't think they're going to go with The Irishman because I still think they have a little bias against Netflix movies, even though they did love Roma that one year, but that was a foreign Netflix movie.
It was very much, it happens to be on Netflix.
The Irishman could easily have been in theaters and be back, so they're probably got a chip on their shoulders for that. Ford vs. Ferrari, no. I think they're going to go with that weird Jojo Rabbit. I think Waikiki Tatiti or whatever the hell his name is. I think they like him. I like them. So I'm going to go with that, even though I haven't seen it. That's my weird pick out of nowhere.
And what's your opinion?
What's my opinion?
What do you think? What is your best picture out of this group?
If I was picking, out of the ones I've seen, I would go with the Joker. I thought the Joker was a good movie. Yeah. If you put the comic book stuff aside, it's still a very good deep look on mental illness and the state of mental illness. And in this day and age, we got a lot of it in this country. So I think the Joker, hands down. Now, 1917 could change my mind after I see it Monday, but right now, the Irishman is just too damn long. I'm sorry. Cut an hour out of that.
I don't think they're going to deviate. I think it's going to be the same as the Golden Globes. It's going to be a predictable year, is my opinion. I think they're going to go 1917.
World War I. So
it looks great to me. I'm super excited that we're going to go see it. I wanted to go. We just couldn't line up with a babysitter with Lauren on. It's a whole thing. And then I didn't see the Joker, but people love it. And a Marriage Story, I think, could pull out some cheese because people do like the 2 stars in that movie. But I think it's going to go pretty much.
Well, the problem they got is the one big star is fucking Kylo Ren, and the other one's Black Widow.
Oh,
so they're real actors, whatever. They're in,
I told you what they're going to do there. It's going to Harriet Tubman. When I told you.
So that's a look. Then when the Oscars finally air, we'll come back to our notes and see if any of us are right.
We didn't deviate too much.
Yeah, we're pretty close on a lot of those. So there we go. Now, Charles is going to show us why he's the future Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, so Steve always jokes and BV jokes because we had like a bunch of music instruments in the house, and I've always wanted
a strap for it.
It didn't come with one.
Oh, I thought like all guitars come with a strap.
So I'm gonna make one. It's a whole other conversation. But anyway, I get to leathercraft one. So what is
that black thing on the end of it?
I'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
So this is what's called a fret zealot. So what it does is it kind of brings a guitar hero-ness to learning an actual guitar. So what this does is this box here communicates with this LED strip. And this LED strip talks to an app. And so it'll take you through a song and light up where your fingers are supposed to go. It'll also light up any wires that you're not, or any guitar strings, I don't want to use the right term, that you're not supposed to actually play. And it's supposed to be a learning tool to teach you how to play guitar. I just have it set up in a flash mode right now because we're using the iPad that I use it with to actually get it going. The different, so I had to unstring this guitar and place this strip, and then it talks to this little box, to your point, that then syncs with the app. I realize right now it is hard as hell to play guitar.
Is it harder than Guitar Hero?
Dude, super hard. Because your fingers have to bend in a way that are not natural. I don't know how these weird, like, scrawny rock stars, I don't know how they do this shit. I'll be honest with you. But as far as plinking my way through it and stuff like that, it's not cheap. It's a $200 item that I got directly from the manufacturer. I'm going to see what it can do.
What was $200?
The Fret Zealot was the LED strip into this was $200 for the guitar I have that I bought from Monoprice is $100 guitar.
So the training tool is more expensive.
Yeah,
than the guitar.
I didn't want to necessarily have a high end guitar because I don't know what I'm doing. But like the training tool alone is cheaper than lessons, is what I kind of looked at it. So, but it's a really neat device. You can do all this Showtime stuff, but the big thing is being able to kind of know where to put your fingers. And the cool part too, and I'll show Steve after this, the catalog of songs in this thing is pretty astronomical, and it's really kind of cool. So
how far did you make it on one song?
Like at least 3 strings. It is so hard, Steve.
Are you on Metallica level yet?
No, I got a little ways to go. A couple more lessons, I'll be there.
What are you on, like kid songs right now? Row, row, row your boat or something?
That's putting the bar a little high. I'm literally like going, like, put your fingers here, strum. You know what I mean? Like, it is really hard. I got a lot of respect for anyone who can play guitar because, man, it is rough. It is, admittedly, man. I know why people only know like certain chords and stuff like that because, man, you have to memorize this stuff and where your fingers go. And there's six strings on here. A lot of stuff going on. I also bought, for $200, I bought a ukulele that has a Fret Zealot built into it as well. Does the same type of thing, but it's on a ukulele. And that's just...
Why would you buy that?
Because it's fun. It's just one of those random things, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention. If you've ever had like a want to learn how to play a guitar, which me and my wife always talk about, like learning how to play guitar and stuff like that, I thought it was cool that it could bring like that Guitar Hero / Rock Band kind of stuff to it. And so far, I'm really happy with it. The connectivity of it's great. It works really well and all that kind of stuff. And it sinks its way through, and it's great. But, man, I got a long way to go, people.
Do you listen to 97.1?
Yeah.
They were talking, there was an article about how dads hide in the bathroom so many days a year.
Okay.
Well, like, just to get away from the kids and the wife, like, they'll hide. It ended up being like 7 hours a year that we'll spend in the crapper.
Just away from you.
Why I bring that up is a guy called in and said his dad would go take a shit with his guitar.
He just got to sit there and play.
So you can learn and then play Highway to Heaven while taking a deuce.
So that's where I'm going to learn is on the shitter.
Yes. Take your iPad with you to the crapper.
The other thing, so again, I've got way too many musical instruments that Steve rips on me for.
I don't get this, but okay.
It'll be over in a month. Yeah. I mean, what do you want me to do? Hobbies, white guy. What do you want me to tell you? So the other thing we bought is this one piano highlight. So my wife has a full 88 weighted key keyboard at the house, and this is basically a strip that goes onto those keys. This thing's really neat, too, because it will light up what keys to play. So it's kind of similar to the Rock Band stuff and the Fret Zealot stuff, but for a piano. And this, again, is $200, and it goes through. The only thing I've noticed between the two products, the Fret Zealot one is way more solid. The one piano highlight's got some connectivity issues and kind of things like that. It's got a little level of jank to it that's not as good. The other thing I'd say too is like the catalog of songs that you can play on the Fret Zealot's huge. The one piano thing nickel and dimes you a little bit. Like if you wanted to play like Lady Gaga songs, they wanted you to pay per song and stuff like that. Yeah. So kind of a little jank, but it's really neat. It's just like Steve said, 6 months from now, I probably will never touch it. But as
you
of
ever
right
thought
now,
of actually just taking a real class or having an instructor?
No, where's the technology in that?
I mean, I'm old school. I'll just have like Bill come over and teach me.
First of all, I don't want to have BV come over. Okay.
He knows how to eat and play guitar, right?
Yeah, admittedly, BV is really sound on the guitar.
Yeah, so.
It's still super fun, and we'll see. I don't know what it will do 6 months from now, and I can't still play.
You're like, the one thing I always do is like languages. I'm gonna take.
Yeah.
Like I was doing Spanish for a little bit with Holly, and I was on like I got so bored.
Si me gusta.
I got so bored. I was like, I'm done.
The problem is with this, and I know I just don't have time. Is what it boils down to, and it's funny because like as you get older, you get more money, but you have less time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're younger, you got a ton of time and no money. It's like,
you got that time when you retire till you die. So you got about 10 years there.
Okay.
By then you'd be too old and don't want to learn nothing.
Yeah, it's like, I just want to watch TV.
Yeah, I just want to watch
Talk
Jeopardy.
to Steve about dumb movies. What are we doing?
Well, we'll watch The Wheel. I ain't got time.
Anyway, Fret Zealot, one piano highlight. I'm a big fan of both of them. I can't tell you in 6 months whether or not I'll be able to play shit. But.
So next month, when Charles learns everything, he's going to put a live feed of the concert. He's
just ringing out. Super fun, though.
So there you go. Charles's one-man band is coming to your town near you. So check it out. All right. So now we're going to rapid fire. Not a lot of stuff coming out this week. Someone needs to brush your goddamn teeth. So at the theater this week is The Gentleman. This is a Guy Ritchie movie, which of course the guy
Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah, he seems to be in everything Guy Ritchie does. The Gentleman. This is a weird
Matthew McConaughey, not Rob Lowe, Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant's in this. It looks quirky, but I wouldn't go to the theater to see it. I'll be on DVD, so I'm gonna know what the movie is.
It looks like an Ocean's movie that was way more fun to film than it is to watch. I'm a no.
And then the next is another horror movie coming out called The Turning. This is on the lines of like The Grudge and stuff like that. I'm just not a horror movie guy, so I'm a no.
I don't even know what this is. I'm a what and probably a no because it's a horror movie.
On Blu-ray this week.
You spelled Addams Family wrong.
Oh,
2 D's, man.
Oh, sorry.
How dare you?
Well, wouldn't there be a little red squiggly if I spelled it wrong? Okay. The animated The Addams Family's coming out this week on Blu-ray. I'm a yes. I want to see it. I'll watch it. I watch anything once.
Lauren will probably want us to check it out. I'm sure when we're at Family Video or something like that, we'll probably end up picking it up. It looked quirky and fun.
And then the weird release schedule of Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
We know what Steve is.
I'm a yes. I didn't see it. He could have got some theater money from me.
He had a weird thing with
I don't know
man.
what the hell he did, but I watched the movie, Jay and Silent Bob. And I probably cringe because they're probably all too old to be doing this anymore. But one last run with Jay and Silent Bob reboot, I'm a yes.
To give Steve the middle finger, I'm a no.
I knew that was coming. And then finally, the Antonio Banderas movie we were talking about earlier, Pain and Glory, where he's the director's life, and it looks like an artsy crap Spanish movie.
Artsy-craftsy?
Yeah, I'm a no on Pain and Glory.
I'm a no. A movie about making movies sounds way too Hollywood for me.
Yeah, now we're going to go to streaming. Netflix still in love with the serial killer and any kind of guy that's committed murder. Killer Inside the Mind of Aaron Hernandez. It looks like a documentary episode. I think it's 2 hours long. I'm a no. I didn't get into the Ted Bundy stuff. I did watch a little bit, but I was like, I'm done. Netflix loves it. They love stand-ups and serial killers.
Yeah.
So I'm a no.
And I'm a no here. I don't watch any of those. I'm with you, Steve. I enjoy my life. I don't need to know about death and murder all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And then this was up, Charles, that I thought that the famous Nailed It show on Netflix.
Germany.
There's a Germany version of this. I'm a no. No thanks. I'm not a big fan of that.
Watching it in German's a little tough. I like some of the characters in the U.S. version, like I said, Jacques Torres and all that kind of stuff. But German, a little tough. Yeah, I'm a no, I guess.
And then the big one coming to CBS All Access this week. You've probably seen the ads for it. Picard is coming out. This is a guy from the Next Generation. I don't have CBS All Access. It's not enough for me to sign up for it, so I'm a no on Picard.
It's Star Trek, not Star Wars for me, and I'm a no just because it's Star Trek.
Yeah, and I did rent the first season of Discovery. It was at Family Video, and
it's Star Trek,
I
not
made
Star
about,
Wars.
I made about 4 episodes, and I was bored. I quit watching. So I'm not a big Star Trek guy, unless J.J. Abrams is making a movie.
You know what I need? Less lasers, more diplomacy.
Yeah, no, they got that wrong. And not enough robots in Star Trek either.
Everyone's just lame humans.
Yeah, I know. So there you go. There's rapid fire. Not a lot. It's coming near the end of the year. Plus, Super Bowl's coming, so everyone's going to try to avoid that. Might be a little bit more next week, but right now that's all we have. And Jay and Silent Bob reboot, that weird ass schedule. I still don't understand it, but it's coming to DVD. I got the latest slip from Family Video.
Are you going to buy a copy of it?
No, I'm just going to rent it. Yeah.
Times are changing.
I'm just getting past the buying movie thing. If I can get it digitally for cheap.
Speaking of that,
I got
too,
Joker for
speaking
cheap.
of Kevin Smith stuff, real quick, did you see the pictures of Ethan Suplee, the big guy?
Yeah, he's ripped.
Oh my God, is he ripped?
Big giant
Holy
beard. He looks
cow.
like a fucking
Looks like
lumberjack.
Kratos. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty nuts.
So there
Good
we go.
for him.
Charles, did you want to talk about the pugilism? Or
No, yeah, just so once we're done here, UFC 246 is tonight. That's the Cowboy McGregor fight. We're going to check it out. Tune back in to hear us talk about it because we're idiots. We're going to join BV's going to jump in. Heather's going to jump in. We're going to watch a Conor McGregor fight. I like it. Any predictions on who you think's going to win, Steve? You got any opinions?
Because he's acting like the sedated Mike Tyson did, I like the Cowboy guy.
Just
I don't
because-
want him to win, but
Yeah.
too weird how he's acting.
I will take McGregor, but I know exactly what you're saying, and I also talk about it all the time. Whenever UFC gets behind someone, the other guy goes, "I'm sleeping on couches, bitch," and starts beating on people.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take McGregor, but it wouldn't shock me if it goes either way. I think McGregor needs it more. I think that if it were to go the way the UFC would want it to go, McGregor would win in a spectacular fashion, and Cerrone would ride off into the sunset, is what I think is what they want to have happen. But these fighters don't give a shit about the narrative, man. So we'll see. So we're going to talk about it.
A lot of people, like I saw a big segment on ESPN, are picking Conor McGregor to win in the third round.
Out of 5, because he's a 5-round main.
He thinks he's going to work a lot of boxing, and the Cowboy guy can't handle that.
We'll see. We'll see.
That's what the pros are saying.
I'll be honest with you. I just want a good fight. That's all I want.
They had some guy that fought both of them. Alvarez? Alvarez?
Okay.
He fought. He was 0-2 against both of them.
Okay.
And he picked McGregor too. So,
okay.
So it was interesting.
I'm hoping for a good fight, though.
I've been watching a little bit on it, catching up, and like I said, that press conference was very big letdown. I'm waiting for some insanity.
You want him jaw jacking?
Yeah, and he's sitting there fucking loving on the guy. Yeah. It's like
Steve doesn't. He doesn't come to Conor for that.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
you mix it up, or I'm out.
He learned from WWE. You got to start acting like an ass, and it won't be long before he shows up there too. So there you go. So big fight night tonight. We'll be back on shortly after we take a break after this podcast. So next on the news. Now, Charles, did you watch Westworld?
This is one of these shows, okay? I don't like, and I've chronicled on this show, I don't like repetitive storytelling. I don't like it as a form of storytelling. I hate it. It turns me off immediately. If you want to have me tune out, have a show where I've got to see the same story 4 times with a little tweak to it. I just turn my brain off. I don't like it, and that's what Westworld was. They kept going back into this. I don't give a shit. No, I don't like Westworld. But again, a lot of people, and Steve's going to tell me, you got to get past the first season or some weird Steve asterisk caveat that's coming my way. And I know I'm in the minority because people love this show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm holding out for the Hugh Laurie show.
On this show, yeah, that comes out Sunday. And Curb Your Enthusiasm's back. I watched both of those.
But on this Avenue 5? Is that the name of the show?
Yeah. It's like a comedy space.
Yeah.
Like a space cruiser. But this show is actually reversed. The first season's really good, and the second season's kind of. So the third season,
if the first season's really good, I'm definitely out because the first season made me mental.
Oh yeah, whether you had to repeat the same thing because
you know what I'm talking about. I don't like Memento. I don't need to see the same.
You must hate Groundhog's Day.
Oh, I hate it. I hate. It is the laziest form of storytelling to me.
So, Westworld Season 3 with that glowing review starts March 15th.
And I'm a no.
It's a Charles. I don't think Charles will be watching, but there you go. Now, the Peacock system is the streaming system NBC, and they are just going to grab you by the nostalgia balls is all they're trying to do
Are we into World of Warcraft time for all these? I mean, how many streaming services do these companies think we're going to have? I don't understand.
You're talking about how World of Warcraft came out
and 78 games wanted to be a subscription service?
Yeah,
we're into that for TV. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, the Peacock, they're just like, we got old TV shows and we got remakes of old TV shows, and that's what we got. Come get us. They're going you got those big old nostalgia balls. We're going to tug on them because they're going for Quantum Leap as a new show. I do
like some Quantum Leap, though.
Now, they already signed up, and this one is happening for sure, is the Saved by the Bell crew. The Friends one.
I'm sure Holly's all in on that. Is Holly in?
No, she don't give 2 shits about it. She doesn't want to Saved by the Bell.
Well, what's Fuller House? But she was
that's true. And the other one was Friends, but Friends fell through. They all wanted too much money.
Oh.
But that was actually for HBO Max. So the HBO's doing some nostalgia nuts too.
I just can't keep up. I'm not going to have 78 services.
I don't have Hulu right now. I don't have CBS. I don't have...
You just brought up something great. So I read an article on how to get the commercial-free Hulu with the Disney Plus bundle. So apparently you have to sign up for Hulu ad-free on Hulu for $11.99. Then you go over to the Disney Plus using the same email address you signed up with the Hulu, do the bundle at Disney Plus for $12.99, and they'll give you $6 every month back. So for $18.99, you can have the ad-free Hulu, ESPN Plus, and Disney Plus.
Province Hulu sucks.
My wife is punching me in the face to get this all the time.
You know she can rent Handmaid's Tale at Family
She
Video.
doesn't give a shit. She wants it, and she wants me to sign up for Hulu. Right, my ESPN Plus year ends in the end of February, and I'll be doing that.
Oh, okay. Well, good luck to you. Let me know what you find on there, because there's nothing on there. It's just repeated TV crap and Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah,
you can literally rent all 3 seasons at Family Video.
I'm just telling you. I'm taking this one for the team.
All right.
Just telling you.
She does know that, right?
Yeah, dude.
You can go right there and eat course and get them.
She complains about having Hulu way too much.
Oh, okay. So Hulu is in your future.
Yeah.
I have no desire to see Hulu. And the only ESPN Plus I watch is with you over here.
Yeah, I gotta watch people punch in the face. I gotta see it.
Yeah. So now in other news, I totally forgot about this till I saw an article again. Do you know who Pablo Schreiber is?
No, but I saw the article here. Yeah.
He is porn stash of Orange is the New Black. He's also was in American Gods for a while. He was in Thieves of Den with Gerard Butler.
So is this a live action Halo series?
This is and he's playing Master Chief.
I gotta tell you, I'm intrigued. I might give you $6 a month for some Showtime to watch this a couple months.
Well, I already have Showtime. I get it free with my package for some reason, so I'm going to watch it.
So I'll borrow your credentials.
And well, good luck. It's part of my cable. I don't know how you can do that. But so. Yeah, they're not showing the pictures, but I guess a bunch of executives got to see him in the armor, and they said it looked awesome. It looked just like.
I'm intrigued. I do love some Halo.
Yeah,
we talked about it earlier in this week.
I just don't know how are they going to do, because Halo doesn't fight other humans; they fight the Covenant. So that's a lot of CG aliens they got to do, or at least or puppets.
Suits, man.
Yeah, that's going to be expensive, though, right?
Unless you're
covering a lot of training and him building up to be in Master
maybe
Chief.
maybe it's like a prequel thing.
Yeah,
like how did Master
Full Metal
Chief
Jacket, Master
Chief?
Chief, maybe. I don't know,
man. I'm into it. I got to tell you.
Yeah, so we'll see. And Porn Stash is
any thereabouts of when it's supposed to come out?
No, there was no date on it.
Like no year or nothing.
No. I think they're filming it now, so you're looking at probably next year.
I wonder
2021.
if also Microsoft is footing the bill a little bit. You know what
probably
I mean?
to help with the budget.
You know?
Yeah. Because there's no way Showtime can afford that all on their own. Yeah. But Showtime doesn't have a Game of Thrones, so maybe this is they're hoping is going to be their Game of Thrones.
That's I'm kind of interested.
Yeah, so look for the Halo series on Showtime, probably next year sometime be coming, and Porn Stash will be it. So this one is funny. I always think, who loves Peter Pan so much?
They just won't let it go. Dude,
is Peter Pan public?
The reboot.
Is Peter Pan public domain? Is that what it is?
I don't know, man.
Because Disney loves them. Other people love them. They made that Bad Pan movie with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. And that was only a few years ago.
Yeah, and there was Hook with Robin Williams. You're
right on this
tons
one.
of animated
they
series.
won't let it go.
Well, guess what? It's coming back. If you love men in tights, little boys in tights, Sci-Fi
Pan.
Network announces a
Sci-Fi Network.
Yeah, a Peter Pan series. League of Pan. It's going to follow the Lost Boys. And
Are you into this at all?
No, I'm not into
all.
Peter Pan. I don't get it.
I'm not into Peter. Never thought you'd say that as an adult. Not into Peter Pan, Charles.
Even as a kid, I wasn't into Peter Pan. I don't know.
Making harsh statements.
So every 5 or so years, there's another Peter Pan
flares
thing that comes
up,
out.
man. Gotta get that pan.
Yeah, got that pan addiction coming. I don't know in this day and age. It's like if they started making like Lone Ranger every 5 years. It's like, who's in the Lone Ranger so much?
You're right on, man. They do. They won't let Peter Pan go.
No, and it's multiple companies. It's Disney. It's Warner Brothers. It's Sci-Fi. It's all of them are trying to bring Peter Pan back.
Yeah, you're right.
They're like, there's a lot of untapped potential in the Peter Pan universe.
I see that pan money. It's so true.
A kid that flies around with a fucking fairy. I don't know. What is so great about Peter Pan? So that's the news for the week. So Westworld's back. Charles is ecstatic. NBC Peacock's tugging on your nostalgia balls. The Halo series have got Charles and both our interest. And Peter Pan's back because you gotta have Peter Pan every 5 years. Now, Charles, in my household, I've been with my wife for 20
Well, hold on. So this is your rant, just so we're all on the same page here. Yeah.
So in my household, for 20 years, we've had this argument. I do all the cooking, majority of the cooking, 98%.
Okay.
So you have meat, right? So you have, I know you don't eat as much meat. But
I know, I get where you're
chicken,
going.
turkey, hamburger, whatever. So you buy some, and maybe you got to freeze some because
date's coming up on it.
So you freeze it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, tomorrow I'm going to make some spaghetti. So what do you do? What do you do, Charles?
If you know ahead of time, you definitely chuck it. I put it in the fridge or whatever and let it defrost.
in the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do that. I could do that in the fridge. Me and my wife have had this argument.
What is going on?
So, like, say it's 8 a.m., right, and we're going to leave to go to work for the day or whatever. And we take some meat out for dinner. So I'll take the thing hamburger out and I'll throw it on the oven, just on top, whatever. It's still in the plastic and everything.
Okay.
Or in the sink and let it defrost in there. So by the time I get home at 4 or 5, it's defrosted.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Oh, my God. My wife thinks she's going to get some kind of fucking bacteria if I do that.
As a Serve Safe certified person in this room, yes, you know when you go to Subway and that person's little I have that with my name on it.
Why do you have that?
Because I am required by Marriott International as a lead engineer to have that.
Oh, okay.
So I know that you have 4 hours in the temperature danger zone. The temperature danger zone being 40 degrees to 75 or whatever degrees. There's no way in the 8-hour period that it's hitting that temperature danger zone from a frozen block of meat. So her issue is not like founded, in my opinion.
Exactly. And we've been having this argument for 20 years.
I have a weird meat argument.
Okay.
Do you wash your chicken?
No, not always.
People of certain ethnicity groups tend to wash their chicken. And my whole argument to that is you're spreading more bacteria washing your chicken in your kitchen sink, so they'll rinse it off, claiming that it's actually helping do something instead of just cooking the item. So when I go in the back at the kitchen, they have a whole thing, and I go, why are you guys washing chicken off? Well, it comes in dirt. I go, no, just drain it off and cook it. What are you doing? It doesn't make any sense. You're literally spraying water full of bacteria everywhere in this kitchen right now. So that's one of the things I've noticed. I think you're okay. But the problem is, what if you miss that window?
I rarely don't make the window,
You don't miss it, is what you're saying. Yeah, you come home that night, we got to make that chicken.
Or the night before, say we're going to bed, I'll throw it out on the counter.
I don't think it's a big deal. I'll be honest.
And
with
then,
you. But just
and
if
then
the
put it in
night
the fridge.
before, to me, I just throw it in the fridge. Same deal.
My problem what my wife does is she will take it out in the morning and then throw it in the fridge. By the time I get home,
It's not.
it's still an ice block in the middle of it. So then you're cooking the edges of that block.
Yeah, you got to scrape
it.
it.
Yeah. So chunks are burnt and other parts are cooked normal. So that's what. So we're always arguing over that. That's one thing. It's not like a huge argument. It's just.
But that's
funny.
the thing that rears its head, is what you're saying.
I've been cooking you for 20 years. If you got a gut busting bacteria, you leave it out. It's so gross. It get full of germs.
Yeah, she's got weird hang-ups. I think she's uneducated too in that scenario. Because you know who's a psycho? Heather's convinced that we're all going to die of chicken death.
Chicken death.
If she cooks chicken, oh my God, she just can't touch. It's the weirdest thing. It's she's going into surgery in some weird. Oh my God! No, she's got to coat everything and I think that there's a good, it's good to be studious about that kind of stuff, but at some point, dude, calm down. You're not gonna die.
I admit, touching raw chicken is gooey and nasty, man.
I'll glove up.
I don't glove up. I take it all out, put it on a cutting board, and then usually if we're making chicken tacos or something, you got to cut it all up, right?
Yeah.
So it's so gooey. Yeah. And then you take it all, you throw it in the thing, and then the whatever you cut, the fat and stuff, you throw it in the bag, throw it in the garbage, and then take that cutting board and throw it in the sink immediately and wash my hands. Yeah. And that's as far as I go.
Heather would spray the whole countertop down.
Come on, that's a little obsessive.
We'll see it's like us. Yeah, she's a chicken Nazi, dude. She doesn't like
Now, one thing I find that happens is that container the chicken came in, right? And it's got the chicken goo in there or whatever. You tie it up, you put it in garbage. By the next day, your garbage
you got to take it out.
Yeah.
You got to take it out. That's
I'm always yelling at Holly, take the trash out. It's got chicken in it.
Brutal whiff, too.
Oh, yeah.
Smells like death.
As soon as you walk in from work, you just hit you your whole house smells like that chicken.
So we've been doing some crazy stuff with our protein. So I've been going to that Pure Pastures place. I don't think I've had a conversation with you about that. So now we get locally raised chicken breasts and stuff like that at this place right up on Ford Road and Outer Drive called Pure Pastures. They also sell grass-fed, regeneratively farmed red meat and all this kind of stuff there. It's really expensive, but it's really good meat. It's crazy good meat. The chicken breasts are never frozen. So the big thing is, and I would caution you against freezing your proteins all the time. It makes for tougher meat. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you don't want to freeze it if you can get away. If you can time your week's meals, you know what I mean, up, you definitely don't want to freeze it if you can get away with it.
We usually have 5 meals planned a week, but something will come up,
Sure, life.
Yeah, take the dad to the hospital.
Yeah.
So then, well, we got to freeze the meat.
Check that date. Yeah.
Freeze the meat and we'll go eat something.
Yeah.
But it usually doesn't stay in the freezer very long. So,
No,
it's like a day or two. And then,
Sure.
we were supposed to eat spaghetti this week, but, with her dad. So we ended up buying some pizza. And so the hamburger is coming out and going to go in my chili tomorrow. So, But we've always had this back and forth. She's convinced.
She's psycho about that. Like I said,
me and her argue over the defrosting.
Well, you hit her a nail on the head. Like she hasn't gotten sick in 20 years.
Yeah.
Like what is that?
I've been cooking for you forever. You've never gotten sick.
Yeah.
'Cause like I said, she likes to defrost in the fridge. Like she'll only leave it physically out for 2 hours.
She's got 4.
No, 2. 2 is her max. She'll leave it either by the sink or on the counter for 2 hours. Then she'll take it and put it in the fridge. If it's a day or two later, it's fine. But if I'm cooking that afternoon, it's still a block in the middle, and it drives me nuts. This is like, we'll microwave
It's
it.
hard to mince that. Dude, don't microwave.
Yeah, then it makes
meat.
it like rubber.
Ooh, don't do that.
Well,
Mama, no.
they got a defrost section on the microwave. I know,
don't do that.
It's terrible, right?
I'd rather put the block and shave it. You know what
Yes.
I'm talking about? Because you got and you got to flip it over to the hot side, shave the next side
So
off.
it's a random.
It is
weird,
rough, man. You get the forearms burning as you're shaving that.
It's a
meat.
random weird argument we've had for 20 years.
She's got to chill out on that, I'd argue. I don't think you're doing anything too crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, leave it on the counter and get home from work and cook it.
What kind of meat do you buy? Like what? Do you buy like the tube meat?
No, in the styrofoam thing.
What kind of like percent? I like a really lean.
Yeah, we try to
hamburger.
get the leanest.
Like 7% fat. You know what I mean?
I don't know, probably 10.
Everyone's like 20. I'm like, dude, what are you talking
What
about?
is it? It's like a 90-10 or something
Yeah,
like that.
90-10's good.
Yeah,
I like it.
usually-
Like I said, I'll go like 7. I like it lean as shit.
And
dude.
the chicken, we usually get Tyson chicken, either the strips or the breasts.
I'm telling you, man, check out Pure Pastures. Delicious.
So, well, I'll have to try it. I haven't tried it.
Give
yet.
it a shot, though. I mean, I'm just saying, it's one of
What
those
I've
things.
been having to doing instead of the raw chicken, I buy those pre-cooked over by like the lunch meats and stuff. The Tyson bag of chicken, the chicken breast is cut up in a bag.
I find them to be kind of like connective tissue-y and a little. I don't like the quality of
I
the
break it
chicken.
down.
Oh, you got to chunk it up a little bit.
I got
further.
this masher thing.
What?
It's I think it's for mashing like potatoes or something. So I put it all in a pan and I mash the shit out of it. And then I put the taco seasoning on it. So it makes it like a shredded chicken.
I get you.
Because if I cook it with the raw chicken, I got to cut it all by hand, throw it all in there, cook it, mash it, and then it's like it eliminates a step or two with doing it that way.
Yeah,
it's not that bad. I only do it for tacos. Everything else, I do like a lot of shake and bake, type things like oven fry, where you put them in the bag and then put them in a pan. And
We don't do a lot of those. I'll be honest. No, not
They're
really.
easy. Eat that. We bake it. So you bake the chicken.
No, I know what you're talking about. You bread it up and bake it.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
what you're talking
yeah,
about. We
that-
don't do it for some. It's just one of those things that must not be on our radar. We don't do a lot of.
And then we
those.
usually have like some broccoli, and then they eat a lot of mac and cheese. We got rice too sometimes. Holly
we eat a
loves
lot of rice. We eat a lot of rice.
Holly loves flavored rice. She likes Spanish rice and the chicken flavored.
Oh,
rice.
we eat just like straight up OG rice in a rice cooker.
I was like,
Oh, she won't eat like white rice.
no,
It's got to be
she's-
flavored.
The Spanish Zartan's Spanish rice.
Zataran?
Zataran. Sorry,
Zartan is
G.I.
G.I.
Joe. But yeah, so there you go. All right, people, that's going to do us. Now those fat guys are talking about more food at the end.
Yeah. Shocker.
So like I said, this is early tomorrow. The football, enjoy your football. Make
Yeah.
yourself a pot of chili. It's very essential. Or have you some gummy bears to
they're
chew
so
on
good.
While you watch your football games all day. So again, you can catch us on fatguyslittlepodcast.com. You can also catch us on Google Play and Apple iTunes. And of course, the Facebook feed. We'll be back on shortly to watch the rest of USC with BV and Heather.
Yeah.
And
Adding a crew.
and we'll be back next week with maybe a Will Smith review in 1917. So this is Steve and
Charles.
And catch you next time.